Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's the flyest vlogger on the planet. My name is Showtime the Czar. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great, positive, productive day as always. You know I got hip hop news, cultural updates, and everything like that for you guys today. But before we do any and all that, you know what you got to do. See that subscribe button on your screen right there. I need you to click that, turn that bell icon on so each and every time one of my videos drop, the content that I'm providing to you, you don't miss it. Let's get into it, y'all. Drop my intro. YouTube, what up, though? All right, so before we jump into the versus battle between No Limit and Cash Money, I do want to say that Lori Mack is not here with me today. She's dealing with some personal issues, but she'll be back next week. So if you want to hit Lori Mack up on Instagram at It's Lori Mack and just wish her, send her your thoughts and prayers. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, she was dealing with something personal. So she's taking some time from the show to just gather her thoughts, okay? So like I said, she'll be back next week. Now, let's jump into this versus battle. Cash Money versus No Limit. All right, now my sister hit me up in the family group chat saying, I know you're going to talk about it on your podcast, and I can't wait to hear what you're going to say. That's basically what she said. Well, sister, here you go. This one's for you. All right, so I 100% think Cash Money won that versus battle. Now, here's why. First of all, let me just say this. I think when it comes to both record labels, I think Cash Money has more stars. I think No Limit is Master P and company. Okay. Mystikal, probably the next closest star to Master P, but it was Master P and then it was everybody else. Cash Money, not so much. Because Juvenile was a star in his own right. Lil Wayne was a star in his own right. The Big Timers, they were stars in their own right. So, and then you got the Young Money tree when you get Drake and Lil Wayne, or Drake and Nicki Minaj and a couple other artists on there. So in terms of just Cash Money as a label, I think they had more stars to produce hits. Whereas No Limit, they had Master P, and then he turned people into, I don't even want to say he turned them into stars. He helped them have a hit. That's what I'll say. And the next closest on No Limit, again, to be a star was Mystikal. Silk the Shocker, to me, was a great role player. If you watch basketball, he was a really, really good role player. Okay. And then obviously they had Snoop, but Snoop was already a star before he got to No Limit. Now let's get into the music real quick. Okay, because a lot of people was talking about, okay, well, No Limit got more hits. I don't think so. My sister also said to me, she was like, I told her, I think Cash Money got more bops. She's like, I think Cash Money just got more dance songs. But I don't think Cash Money got a lot of dance songs, though. Because Number One Stunner ain't a dance song. Still Fly ain't a dance song. What else? I think the only dance song that they got are the ones that's, Project Chick. I guess girls could twerk to that one. Obviously, Back That Ass Up is like national twerk anthem. You see what I'm saying? Get Your Roll On. That ain't no dance song. Those just bops. That's what I'm saying. Cash Money had more stars. Some of them, 3 of those songs I just named was like Big Timers hits. I didn't even get into Lil Wayne. They started the verses off letting Juvie go by itself. He started with 400 Degrees. You see me, I eat, sleep, eat it, talk rap. You see that 98 Mercedes on TV, I bought that. That's when you know you got stars. When you don't even pop the show off with a song like Get Your Roll On or Number One Stunner that features multiple artists. You let one guy pop the show off and go crazy. No Limit started with No Limit Soldiers. Great song. Great song. Now, to me personally, because I know the words to 400 Degrees, I'm going to say they won that one. But if you call that one a tie, I ain't mad at that. Now, there's another point in the verses. They played, I think it was Number One Stunner. And then Master P retaliated with Body Body. I ain't like that. Body Body is a hit. No doubt about it. But I think, and let me say this. I think Body Body is a hit. And I think it probably had more cultural impact because people down south talk like that. That's the slang or used to be a slang back in the 90s and 2000s. People used to say, so you ain't body like that because of Master P. But if we're talking about a hit, we also talking about 2000s. Get Your Roll On and Number One Stunner was played on 106 and Parking in the car 10,000 times a day. Not that body it wasn't. But I feel like when you hear that song, it speaks for itself. You saw how the crowd reacted. Now, I don't want to say too much about the crowd because it was in Vegas. I feel like in New Orleans, it would have been a better gauge of who had the better hits. But even just hearing it, when the DJ played it, you felt it. Body slap. I just think they played it at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? Now, one round I think they did well in was when No Limit did Chopper Style after Cash Money did Project Chick. That was a good counter. That's another thing about the verses too. You got to be able to counter these. Like when he did Body, or I'm sorry, instead of Body, I probably would have did Hootie Hoo. You know what I'm saying? Something a little bit more up tempo. Make him say That's what I would have went with. That's just my personal opinion too. At the end of the day, Cash Money just had more stars in their record label. Mystikal was missing. Wayne was missing. To be honest, if Wayne was there, it probably would have been worse because just how Cash Money was able to start the show with Juvie, you let Wayne go off about 3-4 songs. All slaps. He would have came with all slaps. Ain't no telling where he would have went with that. Wayne, all them Carter 1, 2, 3. It had got rough for No Limit. It ain't nobody on No Limit that could have did anything with Wayne. Not one artist. When Wayne would have played 6 foot, 7 foot, or a milli, and they played a milli, but come on, man. Who on No Limit can counter that? That's all I'm saying. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Who do you think won the versus, No Limit or Cash Money? Let me know.
You having fun?
All right, now sticking with the versus battle because there was a little bit of some controversy that happened during the show. If you saw, Birdman kind of went off on a rant. Not kind of. He definitely went off on a rant, taking some shots at Hot Boy Turk. And this is what I got to say about that. I don't think it was the right time for that. You know what I'm saying? I personally think that Birdman, you got to do better, bro. That was a time of celebration. You know what I'm saying? People celebrating your legacy. They celebrating the legacy of No Limit. Giving you and your brother Slim their flowers along with the rest of the Cash Money artists, Manny Fresh, BG, you know what I'm saying, Wayne, and the list goes on. And you took that time to take a shot at one of the members who is not really feeling you right now. Or y'all not feeling each other. I wouldn't even say nothing like that. Not only are they celebrating you, they celebrating No Limit. Why take that time to mess up the moment for that? You could have just kept that. Didn't nobody care to hear about that? And I understand you was hurt. You're hurt because you and Turk probably have a real friendship, a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? You probably looked at him as one of your kids or one of your brothers or whatever like that. And I understand it. But it's a time and a place for everything, and I just think that wasn't the time or the place to address that. Nobody care about that personal stuff when we're celebrating legends like you, like Master P, like Silk the Shocker, like Mystikal, like Wayne. We giving you our flowers and you taking that away just to further initiate a beef. I thought that was whack, man. You can't do stuff like that. Okay? Now, I do hope that at some point you and Turk are able to put aside your differences and have a conversation. But to do that on that night, just lame to me, bro. You got to do better. We got to do better as a people, but you got to do better than that, Birdman. But But let me know how you feel about that situation in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the whole Birdman and Turk beef? Let me know. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, follow, share, subscribe. And until next time, we're out of here. I'm out of here. Lloyd Mack will be back next week. Peace.